It's exciting you talk about the exponential growth or exponential changes, because we talk about the exponential growth of technology on the show a lot, and technology is everything, right? And it's nice to see that not only is the technology exponentially growing, but also our behaviors as a society. So,
well, that's an opening right there for Carole to tell you about what she envisions the future zoo to look like because of technology.
Okay.
Yeah,
How's that for a segue?
I love
There
it.
you go.
Well, thank you.
And Howard caught it too, like boom.
That's my girl. So you guys were talking earlier about saving habitat, and we have to have a reason for people to want to save habitat. So imagine this. You've been working hard all day. You are absolutely exhausted. You come home. There's nothing on TV. There's nothing on the streaming channels that isn't going to turn your brain to mush. So you pick up your headset and you put it on, and you pick from a grid, I want to go to the Himalayas today. And you click there and you see another array of cameras, and there's hot spots on the cameras that tell you where there's been some action. And you're like, camera 47, there was something happening over there. Let me click to that. So you take your joystick, you go to camera 47. Camera 47 is in the wild with snow leopards in the Himalayas. And there's a mother grooming her cubs and taking care of her cubs right there in front of this 360 camera that is streaming to the internet live 24/7 that anybody can access if they have a token. They get that token as an NFT, and they buy the right to see that camera. You could buy the rights to see a group of cameras. Zoos could buy the rights to see all of the cameras all around the world in all of these places where these big cats live. You can't have a habitat without the big cats existing, because once the top level predators are gone, the entire ecosystem falls apart. So that means all the money from those tokens that are being sold goes to that local economy. They protect the cameras. They make sure those cameras continue to keep streaming. They make sure that nobody's going in there and poaching those cats or killing the animals that they need to survive on. They get so much money from that, they don't have to cut down trees and burn them to have heat in their little huts. They're going to be living like everybody else in the world, because they are providing something nobody can get anywhere, because you can't see these cats in cages. You can only see them in the wild where they belong. And that is what's going to save this entire planet. So when you're talking about saving children or saving animals, no, saving these animals is saving this entire planet for your children.
And let me just clarify for your audience who may not be familiar with this. When she says put on a headset, she's not talking about this kind of headset and watching on your TV screen. She's talking about a virtual reality headset where when you click and go there, you are there with the animals.
Yeah.
We've been making this kind of video just using the cats at the sanctuary. And I want to tell you, if I put that headset on you and start to play, and that tiger's face is right here chomping on that bone, and you're like right there with the crunching, nobody watches that without going, whoa.
Oh yeah, we're both big fans of VR. So,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know how much of your audience, when she says put
Yeah.
on a headset,
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
is visioning watching a screen.
So everyone go buy an Oculus Quest 2
Yep.
and sign up.
And then for the zoos, the way they remake themselves, they already have all of the infrastructure. They have the buildings. All they have to do is empty the cages of cats, send them to Shazi. He'll take care of them. And then you go in, and for $10, you're using their headset, because not everybody can afford a $500 headset.
Yeah.
So you go to the zoo for the day, you pay your $10, your kids all get to put on a headset, and they can go anywhere in the world, and they can learn about these animals in real time and see them for who they are and the important role that they serve in our entire lives. So
great.
I think it's a great way for zoos to remake themselves.
Well, in a physical location like that, you can be moving around through environments. We went to one that was set up in Orlando where we put on this jacket and this helmet, and it was a Star Wars thing where we had to go through. I want to tell you, this thing was so real. There was a point where we were supposed to walk across like an 18-inch plank over molten lava, and you know, if you stand at the edge of a building, even though nothing is close, you get like, they had a guy following us to make sure nobody fell. I started to fall over. It was so real.
You were going to fall right into that lava.
And then later, they took us behind the scenes and showed us it was just a room like this with the kind of partitions you would have in an office. There was nothing there. It was all created by all this electronics around
Yeah.
us.
And
Yeah.
that haptic vest, we were being shot. You could feel getting
Oh, yeah.
shot, and they had the big heaters on with the lava, so you were like sweating bullets. It was so real. the
Very
immersion.
submersive.
It also revealed Carol's character. Because we went into a place and they said, okay, take a gun. Carol took 2 of these AK-47. And then there's a place where we get into a room and we're supposed to be, like, it would go green, red, and you were supposed to replicate that. And we were screwing it up, and Carol just shot the thing. And they have a voice saying, okay, well, I guess they're going to know you're coming, but that'll get you in.
That's funny. The VR, just the headset with, what you're talking about, seeing the habitats, would be a great technology to get into the schools for children.
Yeah.
We actually have done that. So
Oh,
we
okay.
spent $40,000 right before COVID hit because we had no idea COVID was coming. And we can't afford to do this now, but we built a game for the Quests and for any other headset through Steam. And so once we've had that built, we wanted to make sure we could get it out to schools. So I worked with Victory XR, and they are the ones that provide it to the schools, and they do that for free. We're not charging them
Right.
anything. They may charge something. But this way, everywhere that you have schools or people that are homeschoolers that subscribe to their service, you're able to play our VR game. And our VR game was set up as a way of making people care about protecting big cats. So it's all CGI. But when you come into the game, you're told that there's a tiger that's been snared by poachers, and you have to find her and help her, and then you have to find her and help her, and you have to follow all these clues, and you have to go through everything our vet would go through to make sure she's okay to release back to the wild, and then you're the person who cuts that snare off and sends her back to the wild. That's going to make people care about
Yeah.
protecting these cats, not seeing one languishing in a cage.
Yeah. But I think it would be cool also if they could see a program where the kids could actually go see the cats in the wild too.
Oh, absolutely.
Like what you're
Yeah.
talking about with NFTs.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
one parallel that I want to connect everything to. So it's the difference between South Africa to India, like places like Ranthambore, Bandhavgarh, Pinch, Tadoba areas that make millions of dollars off of tourism because of technology that's around. For example, National Geographic goes and makes a video about Matsley, for example. Throughout the course of her life, she raises more than $10 million for Ranthambore in that area in India, right? But in South Africa, there's not those big films being made, and instead the government is saying that we want to do trophy hunting and can hunting and all these other types of
Yeah.
things to generate money from the animals. So the combination the thing that I'm thinking about in my mind is the technology plus the animal welfare through tourism can generate a lot of funding to take care of the local areas if they choose to. That's a bigger connection I think that you're making in your mind too, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.